What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. EA has itself in quite a dilemma. So if you look here, Equipment Guru comes out and says, looks like I have an extra Xbox One code, to which Corey responds, hi. Now, there are so many problems with the amount of codes I feel EA has been giving away, but this is a new one. So I assume there has to be some type of vetting done to make sure that someone is able to receive the game code, or hasn't gotten the game code, or has done something that deems EA saying don't give this person a code. So as you can see, Equipment Guru goes back and pulls a tweet from the 30th with no context. He doesn't say, I can't give you a game, or I'm sorry you're dissatisfied with the product, or I see that you got a refund. Could we maybe try to determine why you weren't happy with the game? Instead, he just shows a screenshot of Corey saying, bought Madden 21 on Friday, requested a refund, and then essentially not only did he get the refund committed, but also had it processed that same day, and then uses the hashtag NFL Drop EA. Now, the first part of this is, and I know to some this is an opinion, it seems as if when hashtag NFL Drop EA was gaining steam, was trending, there was all of a sudden a surge of free copies put into place that also utilized a hashtag, which was Madden NFL 21, to help push down hashtag NFL Drop EA, which was obviously not giving anyone anything in value, but rather just expressing consumer frustration. So it's natural that a hashtag that is being essentially promoted through free copies of a game would quickly overtake one that was just expressing consumer sentiment. Now, whether you think that's right or wrong, or whether you think that's actually what EA's mindset was, or from a business standpoint what they were doing, is debatable, but we do know ultimately it took place. The market was flooded with free copies of games, and in terms of how it was done, EA used celebrities, musicians, people that were very disconnected from the sport. It wasn't as simple as, here's people you expect to be giving game codes away, like NFL teams, NFL players, and video game outlets, although they were included as well, to be completely fair. Now, the challenge with that is what's shown here. That is a company diminishing the value of its product. They are essentially saying, this game is able to be given away for free. The real problem with this is a company that has prided itself on consumers paying for the privilege to have this game early, paying for the privilege to have additional versions of this game that include free benefits through Ultimate Team. When you have the company responding to consumers upset with the value they've received, diminishing the value of the game itself in order to combat the frustrated consumer, that is essentially the mindset of an enemy of my enemy is my friend. To the point that EA was even willing to set aside, proven, one of its biggest terms of service requirements, which is that you do not promote card or coin reselling in Madden Ultimate Team, because to be fair, we know that's how they lose their profits. Yet you can go right now out to Twitter, out to YouTube, and find people that would otherwise not be able to promote or align themselves with EA, promoting themselves, giving away game keys, which means EA had provided them to it. So put yourself in this mindset as a customer. You spend $60, $70, $80 for a product. You're dissatisfied with it. And rather than respond by committing to make the game better or listening to the community to improve the product, they elect to just mass dump free whatever. Sandwiches, games, TVs. That's not a response that a company traditionally has. Now, if you want to be extremely critical, you also have to understand the other side of this is, it needed to be done at such a level, it exceeded the general social media scope of EA Sports. So in this very example, you see someone that traditionally is there to work on improving the game, which is what got EA in this problem to start with, not improving their product, now taking time out of his day to promote giving the product he works on away for free, but also vetting the people that he's going to give this product away for free to make sure, in his mind, they deserve it. You cannot actually rationalize that. I'm giving away the product that I'm dependent on selling for my paycheck at a time I could be improving the game, but I also have to be cognizant of who I'm giving it to because there's been so much of a negative response to this product in the community. And it's right here in front of them. Corey is every customer EA has. I don't want the game, I want my money back because it's so poor, but if you're willing to give it to me for free, then that's what I'll do. I'll take it for free. If that's what it's worth to you, nothing, then that's what it's worth to me. So we agree. You know your product is worthless, and so do I. So why don't you just give it to everyone for free? Why don't you let your game stand up on quality or microtransactions? Because you don't have faith in your product. That's why the reality of us not seeing gameplay until days before this game released was actually what happened. You didn't want us to see gameplay. You didn't want us to see a full half or quarter of the game because you knew once we did, anyone that had played this game in the last 5 years would instantly recognize it was nearly an identical product to what we'd just been sold. That's why if you go on Madden 20, you'll see the roster updates have been downloaded like crazy for that game. Because people know for the most part, aside from additional X factors and some overlays, it very much plays like the same game. We just finally got to a crossroads where EA could no longer drown out the dissatisfied customer. And they realized the only way they could even attempt to do that while this game approaches 2,000 negative reviews was to simply just give the game away. With no regard for the people that had already purchased it, paid for it, paid in advance for it. And then they get shown right in their face. I don't want your game, I want my money back, but if you're going to give it to me, at that point I'll take it. These are the things that EA should look at and say we're never, ever going to put ourselves in this position again. Not just as a business, not just as an employee, but we don't want to put our customers back through this. We want to put out a product we're proud to show a month before the game comes out. That we're confident in, that we know is worth our asking price. That we're not ashamed of a user score. I will also say the last video I did regarding Origin and Steam, to EA's credit, they've came out and said that they're going to investigate this. I don't believe my video. I know some of you do. I don't believe my video had anything to do with it. There were a lot of people in the PC community that were stepping up and citing this was unacceptable by PC standards. PC gamers are essentially PC gamers. They expect to be able to play each other from a PC standpoint, regardless of how they purchase a product. So if EA does make that right, then I'll be more than happy to cover it on my channel. But I think there's a lot of things that have to be right in this game as well. And it's not going to be done when you have the people that are supposed to be making the product better actually giving the game away for free. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. You know I will be back in the week with more commentary.